Hi guys! So it's actually been a year since I released that video where I came out and said, hey look, I'm transgender, and this is what 1 year progress actually is. So this is the same shirt that I wore before, and I have to say that my life is different, much different than it was before. When I had made that video, I was living with my ex. I had just recently lost a job at that point because my boss found out from a coworker that I was transgender. I moved 2,500 miles away from where I made that last video. And, I look different. I feel different. I feel better and much more comfortable in my own body. And, yeah, my hair's all fucked because I just swam. They had, we have a pool here, so I swam. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put picture in picture. So you're going to see at some corner of this video, you're going to see just the video portion of when I came out. So you can kind of see body language, you can see facial expressions, you can see how I look differently in the shirt. Let me just say, I look like a total dork when I was wearing this shirt last time. And, the funny thing is now I have these damn boobs that are kind of in the way. But I feel good. I don't wear makeup all that often. I wear mostly eyeliner, so I guess maybe my face kind of looks the same. I don't know. Voice-wise, my friend here insists that it's changed. I truly don't believe it has. I say body-wise, I'm much different. I could totally adjust it, but yeah, this is kind of the body structure I have. It's much, much, much different. But yeah, fuck the system. I've dealt with so much shit in the past year, and I'm dealing with more shit. I lost my job 2 weeks ago for a very bullshit reason. I had an upper respiratory infection that lasted about, it took me out of work for 4 days, and the company terminated me over that, which sucks. An upper respiratory infection is not something that people should take lightly. An upper respiratory infection is as bad, if not worse, than the flu. It really cripples you, and people can die from it. It is something that bad, but, no sympathy shown, But, yeah, I really appreciate all my YouTube channel subscribers who have dealt with all the ups and downs of last year. I'm trying. I'm really trying my best to keep motivated to make more gaming videos, but when you lose your job and then you risk losing absolutely everything you just worked your ass off to get, it's hard. So I'm kind of in survival mode right now, and that might put a pause on the videos, even though I was just starting to really ramp them out and, to work on them. But it seems one of the things I thought back then, and I've rewatched the video a few times, and I said that we're hitting that pivotal point where people are becoming more accepting of it. Well, I guess it's kind of good, because yesterday the news kind of went and exploded over Caitlyn Jenner's photo shoot in Vanity Fair. And I look at it this way, that a year ago, the most recent thing when it came to transgender was Laverne Cox from The Orange is the New Black. That was kind of the biggest news story really then. Now we've had, celebrity kids coming out as trans. We have, Bruce Jenner becoming Caitlyn Jenner. That is a big deal to some. I didn't even know who the hell Bruce Jenner was prior. So, I don't follow sports or the Olympics all that much. But as a person who is trans, I'm not a super big fan of Caitlyn Jenner, and my reasoning is Caitlyn Jenner doesn't know what the struggles, I would say she knows some of the struggles, but not all of the struggles, okay? I don't think she's ever dealt with workplace discrimination like I have, and like many people have. I don't think she has dealt with the financial struggles of trying to transition and trying to change all your legalized documents. I mean, right now I'm legally Catherine. That is my legal name now, and it took so much work and so much financial support to actually achieve this. And it's not something that we all have access to. And that's something that I think, again, with Caitlyn Jenner, it's like, you're right, yeah, she's making a shitload of money posing for Vanity Fair. Yeah, she's bringing exposure, but she's really not bringing much to the community. And that's the kind of thing where, you know, it's tough being trans. It truly is. And with workplace discrimination, I mean, I had a job interview. I was offered a job on the spot, and the HR manager knew I was trans, and he proceeded to ask me very inappropriate questions, such as when I'm getting surgeries. He asked me what bathrooms I'm going to use. He asked me if I'm going to, go to work dressed as a girl or a boy. Like, these were all questions that no one even needs to bother asking, but he did. And it was very inappropriate. But again, Caitlyn Jenner transitioned at such an old age too. Look, the majority of her changes are entirely surgical. I have not had any surgeries. Everything that has changed in my body has been strictly through hormones. And that's another thing. It's like most trans people don't have the finances, nor do they have the mental strength to go through a surgery. I don't have the mental strength. I know that if I had $30,000 to do that big, SRS surgery, I would be paranoid and scared out of my mind. I don't like surgeries. I don't like doctors. I don't like hospitals. So for me to go through with such a big surgery, it will take a lot of effort out of my mind. I mean, it's a very hard thing. And I think, with Caitlyn Jenner, look, I'm proud that she came out. I'm proud that, that she's kind of shaking things up, but I don't really think she's doing the right things. And one thing I've noticed, and this is something I was talking to my friend just a moment before I started recording, I have a feeling that the news media purposely picks trans people that don't pass. Because we're seeing some people that are like, so what is your take on Caitlyn Jenner coming out and doing this? And they're asking people that don't pass for their life. And I have a feeling that the news media likes to continue this concept and idea that all trans people don't pass. And as a person who's 1 year in, I tend to pass more times than not. I always get called miss. I always get called a lady, even with my voice. The only time it's ever kind of 50-50 is on the phone. A lot of times I'm referred to as miss, but there are some instances where someone will call me sir, which is fine. I understand that. But they have people where they pick people who transition very late in their age. There are people who transition in their late 30s, their 40s, 50s. And the problem is that's not the common thing. I know more trans people that you couldn't tell the fucking difference from a cis person and a trans person than they've actually shown on these damn news outlets. And I feel like they purposely pick people who just are fitting the stereotype. And the stereotypical trans person is a person who looks like a man, but with a wig and wearing a dress. That is literally the stereotype, and they pick people that fit very close to that. And of course, my phone's being stupid. But I just wish they would pick people that are more like myself, because there is such a large community of trans youth. And the trans youth is our future. These are the people that have a very long road ahead of them. I hate to say it, though, if you struggled and you decided to transition in your 60s, you lived a life. Your life is nearing its end. And I think that we need to put more focus and effort in supporting the trans youth, supporting the people who get kicked out of their homes because their parents can't accept them. They lose their jobs when they were doing so well in their career because their employer finds out they're trans and they don't feel comfortable with it. I do believe that there should be government assistance programs set up specifically for trans people, because it is harder to be trans than it is to be gay. It's harder to be trans than it is to be any sort of demographic out there, because people from all shapes and sizes, all races, collectively shoot down trans people. And I've watched this time and time again. In the past year, I've seen these bathroom bills come up, and these psychotic, fucking crazy people that go on the stand and have the nerve and even like the mental capacity to say, well, if you create this law, then it's going to allow men to dress up like women and go in the bathroom and rape our daughters and children. Look at it this way. If they wanted to rape your daughters and children, they would do it no matter what bill's in place. A bill's not going to magically grant them authority to rape somebody. But these people are so stupid, and they use the defense of, I want to protect my wife and kids, or wife and daughters, as they say. What about my protections? The point of it is, and this is something that I've made a very clear standpoint on, is you need to treat a trans woman as if they were born female. You need to treat a trans man as if they were born male. And the reason for that is that's how their minds are developed. That's how their soul, their entire concept and interpretation of the world is. My interpretation of the world and my feelings are equivalent to any other cis woman. And that's something that my friend would vouch for me for. She said, like, shit, like, your entire personality, everything screams female. And the fact that people say, well, because you were born male, you could deal with a lot more pressure, you can deal with a lot more stress. And no, I'm just as vulnerable as any other woman. Just as vulnerable. I get hurt just as easily as any other woman. And I try to be strong. I try to deal with all the shit and stress and everything. The people who screwed me over in the past year, the people who decided that their opinion, their feelings mattered much more than mine, the people who kicked me down while I was still down. These people, I really hope there's a place in hell for you. And these people know, if they're watching this video, they know damn well who they are. But the point is that if you know someone who's trans, treat them the way they present. Treat them with respect and dignity, because that's what they deserve. We didn't choose to be trans. I didn't choose to be trans. I don't want to be trans. I really don't. I just have to do what it takes to survive and to try my best to live a happy life. And the only way I can seek happiness is by going through with this. And you have to ask yourself, why on earth would somebody want to change into another gender, go through all the hassles of paperwork, legalities, fight constantly when people give you a hard time, like Chase today being complete dickheads when I give them a court-ordered name change document and then they refuse to change my account name. Fuck you, Chase. The point of it is that I have to hit all these damn roadblocks, but I'm staying persistent because I know this is what I need. This is what I need to survive. But, the world just has a very good, does a very good job making it harder. It's hard enough to be who we are, but society takes it up 10 times, makes it 10 times worse than it needs to be. And I think that what I would love to see in the year of 2015 or, up into 2016, I want to see people start showing compassion. I want to see people stop with this religious bullshit that, you have to repent. You're going to hell because you're trans. Look, you know what? Do you know the person who's going to hell? It's fucking you. The person that goes on other people's YouTube videos or goes on and says to their face that, you're going to hell, blah, 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 blah. Like in Vegas, you go on the strip, you'll see people with megaphones and these giant signs. And they're screaming out there that everyone's going to hell unless they go to church. These people are going to hell, okay? Because at the end of the day, I love thy neighbor, but they don't. I don't go knocking on someone else's door and saying, look, you're going to hell unless you repent. But these fucking assholes do. And I trust me, I have many worse things to say to people who shove religion in my face. My own fucking father shoved religion in my face. And I'm very pissed off about that. You know, the point of it is that I need people to take their opinions, toss it aside, and understand that this is a fact. It's a fact that I'm transgender. Transgender is a real medical condition, not a psychological issue. I'm not fucking crazy. And, you know, I really have no faith in this world. I really don't. You know, I've just been through so much. I really have. And it's about damn time that things start to work out. It's about damn time that, you know, people who are kind of distant in my life need to start stepping up to the plate, being a good family member, and actually, you know, supporting me, which I don't get any support from any family members, by the way. You know, I'm very alone. The only person I have support from is from my friend, which you can come over here and join the video if you want. You've been in my videos before. Come here. This person, I swear, she has been through thick and thin. This person has been in my life. Her name is Erica. She has stood by my side through thick and thin. She sits with me in the Social Security office when I'm trying to get my name changed on my card. She sits through every struggle. You know, she's there for me. And that's not something that a lot of people in the past year have dropped the ball. A lot of people in the past year has fucked me over. And, you know, Erica doesn't do that to me. So, you know, sorry that this video isn't all positives, like, oh, look, I'm pretty now. That's not what the basic story of this is. I'm telling you the truth. You read my Tumblrs, you read the struggles I go through. They're very real. Those are actual feelings that I go through. You know, I do go through suicidal thoughts. I really do. And, you know, she keeps me from doing it. And I just... if people scratch their head and say, oh, I wonder why it's 41% of trans people have attempted suicide. If they've been through only half of what I've been through, it's no wonder why they would consider suicide an option. You know, I had a knife in my hand ready to stab my throat. I was ready to cut my jugular and end it, because this world sucks and you people make it worse. So, you know, all I have to say is I thank the fans and the people who have been on my videos who, you know, really try their best to show their support. And, you know, all I could say is anyone out there who is trans, who's thinking about coming out, you know, take the experiences I've gone through into consideration. Because, believe it or not, life was much easier before I came out. But I wasn't anywhere near as happy as I am today. So, take care, guys. Look out for future videos. I will keep up. I'm not going to do as many updates going forward. But, you know, there definitely will be a year 2 update. And then I'll kind of like do 3 picture-in-picture. So you'll see what, you know, pre-HRT, 1 year, and then, you know, 2 years in. But, you know, the thing is, I am a happier person, and I am a woman. I'm proud to be a woman. Right, Erica?
Yeah.
She constantly says every day, you're a woman, you're a girl, stop acting, you know. Because sometimes I'm in denial, but...
a lot of times you're
in
in denial.
Shut up. I'm not having this conversation. Nope. So, again, this is Catherine signing off. See you guys in the future.